Let's try to jam in a few final calls. Christopher, California, quick question.
Hey, what's up, Alex? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, cool. I'm excited to talk to Joel. I was glad to hear that he's going to be on the show. I have a quote here from Joel, and I also have a few questions for you. Joel, is it true that you said that I've been in a few of the Council for National Policy meetings, and they're dull, there's never anything sinister going on there, there's no influential government policy being made there, that they're rather dull, and that there's no conspirativity, and that they're not secretive, even though they've refused to release any of their meetings.
All right, we got to go to break, but we'll come back. There's a left-wing CFR-funded conspiracy theory that says some group called the CMP runs everything. And it's a total diversion, but we'll talk about it on the other side. This is key, what just got brought up, and I'm glad it got brought up by the caller. You know, I hear Joel laughing during the break when I asked him about this, but here's Joel for 2 hours exposing the Republican takeover of the Patriot movement, and then a caller calls in and says, because I've heard it all, you know, will you tell me about the CMP, and then are you part of it? Then there's the spin that the CMP runs the whole world now. It's a total distraction. I brought the question out about this conservative group that was trying to keep the Republican Party conservative, kind of like the Tea Party growing out of Ron Paul is today. And I know a lot of good people were in there early on, but then it became more of an establishment deal. But I've seen globalist publications try to claim that the CMP is really like the CFR.
Yeah, absolutely not true.
The Council for National Policy is the right-wing arm of the dialectic. It's the same as the CFR.
It started out with some real Goldwater-type Republicans trying to be more conservative than Reagan, but it quickly got, as I say, infiltrated by the establishment Republicans because these people had money. And anybody who's got money and can project their point of view, that the establishment's really worried. So they got that infiltrated and they stopped it. It's become a very lackluster organization that really doesn't do anything except collect fees.
I realize that the CMP is just about as right as it comes. They're funded by Heritage, funded by Coors, funded by all these. No. And in fact, many of the people with the CFR funded it.
Well, I mean, again, here you are exposing conspiracies, exposing the New World Order, and then you have a private group that meets to try to keep the Republican Party conservative, and it turns into this whole other conspiracy theory put out by the Rolling Stone, who makes fun of things like the New World Order. It's ridiculous. But regardless, I've never been part of the CMP. Know almost nothing about it. I went and researched it and found out the Hunt brothers were involved and stuff, and it looked like a right-wing attempt to get the government back from the globalist, and then it got taken over by the globalist. But then I noticed it was big foundation money, and like Mother Jones and Rolling Stone were promoting it. And that's what the White House regulations are. Cass Sunstein says we've now got the London Independent admitting the government is infiltrating conspiracy culture and posing to then attack real people. I'm sure people say, oh, how dare you, so I probably will. I'll just get Deborah Medina in all these conversations and all these speeches she's given since the incident 3 weeks ago with Glenn Beck, 2.5 weeks ago, and I'll show her after saying there's a lot of questions people have a right, and then I'll show her saying it's despicable. I don't like flip-flopping. I want people to do what they say. And at this point, we can't believe anything she says if she gets in office, if she'll flip-flop like this. She better, hey, she's going to find out that who's really supporting her and that she better watch it. There's a left-wing CFR-funded conspiracy theory that says some group called the CMP runs everything. And it's a total diversion. Today, it seems more like a vestigial thing, kind of like the Tea Party will be in 20 years if the globalists are successful at taking it over. What's your view on that?
Yeah, precisely. That's exactly right. It's just going to get watered down more and more as the Tea Party will, with establishment Republican support of establishment Republican candidates, and that's all the CMP does.